Finally game week.
Finally
game week. Gone through camp. I know it's been a crazy last couple of months. Just how are you feeling now that game week is finally
here? I think this is probably the best I've felt. I think now you kind of know what's going on, what's taking place. You're starting to get in the routine. So I think at this point, it's kind of refreshing that we're in game week and don't have to worry about all the other stuff that took place before and just trying to make sure you got all your people in and all that. So it's kind of like everybody's in place and now we can kind of just prepare for the game on Saturday.
What did you learn about this team throughout fall camp?
That they wanted the discipline, they wanted structure, they wanted team unity, and that they just wanted to kind of come together and just say, hey, we can be a good team. You know, we just gotta fix the little things. But you know, I think at the end of the day, those guys are resilient. You know, I think too with myself and really with everybody that was on the staff last year. I mean, you really have everyone back, and I think that helped. You know, because if it would have been, you know, 5 or 6 new guys, you know, maybe they would have been like, I don't know. But at the end of the day, you only hired 3 new people, you know, and so, you know, the DFO is back, and the Bobby Blizzard is back, and, you know, Todd McCombs is back. So basically everybody was back. And then even though Kentron Bomber wasn't for the season, but he was here during the spring. And so I think that's really what kind of helped it. And those guys really feel like, you know what, we have some familiarity with everybody. There's continuity with everybody. You know, the system pretty much has stayed the same. The defense is pretty much have the same people that's been around, some of the same terminology, and then offensively the same thing, you know, with the offensive side of the ball. You know, you only had one guy, and that's, you know, Coach Daly, who came in. Everybody else was here.
Yeah.
And so they felt comfortable, like, okay, the offense is pretty much the same. And then, you know, for me, just being here and Coach McCombs being here the longest, you know, we know these guys, they knew us. And so I think all those combinations have helped. And I think, and that's too why I feel comfortable. It's not like I'm here first time trying to learn the guys. You know, the guys that are seniors I was with when they first got here. So to have that, I think that's what makes it a little bit more comfortable. Maybe I was just getting here and didn't know these guys. I may be a little bit nervous.
I know, you know, we haven't even played a game yet, but just looking on the grand scope of this season, I mean, looking for your first winning season since 2018, I think, what is it going to take to get over that hump? There's been improvement, you know, in the last couple of seasons. What is it going to take to finally get over that, you know, that 500 mark?
I think just the buy-in, you know, the full buy-in from top to bottom. And what I mean is on campus, there's you know, the support with people on campus, you know, the trainers, you know, the professors, the academic, compliance, everybody has bought in. And I think that's important when they all are buying in and want to see success. I think that helps. I know that helps. And then with our guys, it's just, you know, the little things that we maybe overlooked, you know, a year ago. And then you got to too, we're older. You know, a lot of these guys were still young. Now we're probably playing with more juniors and seniors. When we first got here, when we played with, you know, freshmen and sophomores. So I think that makes a difference as well. The maturity factor on these guys and knowing that they've been through it. You know, I don't know if everybody really understands, you know, when we were here in 2020 during the COVID, you know, we were still in the Big South, you know, and then in 21, you're playing, you know, your last season in the Big South, and then you change conferences to the CAA. And so now you're trying to figure out that whole deal again. And okay, what what is the landscape of, those teams, and, what's the strength and weaknesses of this conference. And this is one of the top conferences in the FCS. So people didn't, I don't know if everybody realizes that, you just switched over, and then last year was just our second year. And I think that's why you saw improvement last year. Just, okay, we already had the first season. And so, now you're in that second season, so you have a better feel for the teams that you're playing, the venues that you're playing at. And so now you're in year 3. And so now you should see even more improvement in that.
Yeah. On offense, obviously, you're a week out. You name a starting quarterback?
We haven't. We'll probably do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But both guys, Malcolm and Chris, have had a great camp. Everybody says, they're different, but they're not that much different. Chris may run a little better. Malcolm may throw a little better, but you're really getting, the same guy. Getting taught by a great coach, and how they pick up and how they're understanding defenses and understanding this offense has been outstanding. So, I'm happy with both of them. I would love to see both of them get playing time and kind of see where it goes from there.
Yeah. Is that something where you feel like a battle where one hasn't been named at this point? It doesn't. I feel like from the outside perspective, fans will go, "Oh, we haven't named one yet. We haven't named one yet. Why not?" But I feel like inside, in the program, that really helps, competition wise. They're competing up until the last minute.
Yes.
You say that's true?
No, I would say definitely that's true. They both rotate with the first group. One will go, maybe Skelly with the first group, the other one may go inside with the first group. So both of them have a lot of experience going with the first group and going with the second group, and I like them both. For the first game, a lot of places you'll see them play both quarterbacks. We'll kind of get a feel for what we want to do. Both their guys are willing and able to play. There's not a drop off if one is going and the other one's going. The offense doesn't change, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, we have to throw it more because he's in the game. Oh, we have to run it more because he's in the game. We're just calling our base offense, and both of them can run it.
Kind of to that point, I know when we talked like week 1 or week 2, we hadn't decided who was calling plays yet. I know you've got your offense coordinator, you got you got your run game, pass game. How are you kind of dealing with that coming in?
I mean, right now it's a collective effort. We sit and watch film together. We put stuff on paper, and so right now, we've kind of had different guys call different things throughout camp just to kind of get a feel for each guy, but I'm confident that anybody could call it on the offensive side because we've really put in a lot of work of studying this thing together, understanding it together, and kind of went back to the very basic of this offense when we first put it in back in 2020. And now you have guys that come from different backgrounds that we now can tweak it and kind of make it our own. And so right now, I may call some here and there. Coach Bliss will call some here and there, but it's a collective effort. But somebody will call it on Saturday.
Yeah, I got you. I know when we talked earlier, you said quarterback wasn't the only position that there was kind of a battle going on. It was kind of open season everywhere.
Yes.
You don't have to go through the entire depth chart and name every starter right now, but were there some positions where somebody might have stood out that you maybe coming into camp weren't expecting them to have as good as a camp?
I think our wide receiver core has really stepped up. You've got some transfer guys that have come in. You've got a freshman who's playing well. And then some of our guys from last year that were, kind of down on the depth chart have improved. I think that position has really grown. You weren't sure. You had, Dorian there. You had Kamari Gray there. And those are probably your main 2 guys. Tyler Thompson was a kind of guy that was around. Wimberly was around. So those guys and all those guys have stepped up their play, which has been fantastic. And then the addition with some guys like Abe Williams, who kind of was a third string guy and kind of still coming on his own. He's been playing well. And then, like I said, with some of our transfers that have come in, I really think that group has grown because we were thinking, okay, we're okay.
Yeah.
But we're better than okay now because of some of those guys that have stepped up. And I think in our tight end room is improved. And so, we've got some longer, lanky guys, guys that don't mind hitting you. And so I think those two positions I have gotten way better than, what we've had in the past, and that's exciting to see.
What are your what's your scout on Morgan State with them coming in? What are you expecting out of them this week?
I mean, again, this is a big game for both of us. First game, but they're gonna come to be scrappy. Their defense is going to be stingy. They move some guys around. Some guys that play DN will move inside when they want to do some things. Their field corner is a great player. He does a lot of good things. He can play field and boundary. And so, you gotta be aware, where he's at because he'll move around. Sometimes, it looks like he may play on the best receiver. Sometimes he may just play, hey, if they're more of a field throwing the ball team, then he'll play more to the field. So defensively, they're gonna be gritty. They're gonna get after you. They're thick inside. I know they got a couple transfers that's on the roster. We'll see kind of where they end up. But I think defensively, they're going to be stingy. We're going to have to play well. Eliminate the mistakes for us. Offensively, they're going to want to run the football. Their quarterback is the guy. Everything goes through him. And so you've got to be aware for him pulling the ball and in the pass game, if you don't cover your alleys, he'll find a crease and run. So you really got to pay attention to who he is. Special teams are very solid. Got a lot of guys coming back that they had a year ago in the kicking game. They had a great kickoff return guy, so you got to be aware of what you're planning for him. They've taken 2 kickoffs back last year, and so they've got a overall solid team, and so we don't have to come with our best foot forward to get after it.
I know you talked about how you're comfortable right now. This is your first game as a head coach in 15 years.
Sounds about right. Right.
Are there any nerves at all when it comes to that kind of deal, or are you really just going out there?
I think it's more just excitement. At the end of the day, I put it in God's hands. I give it to him. He gave me this opportunity to be here. I think it's just going to be more exciting, that nervous excitement than just being nervous. Having done this before, having been in this program before, I think that's what's keeping me, kind of even keel. Everybody's like, you? And I'm like, I'm not as much as people may think. I've been here for 4 years. Now I know they're saying, well, now you're the head coach and all that. And I'm like, yeah, but it's still the same guys. I know the guys. I understand the system. I may get more phone calls about tickets and things like that. But no, I think it's just more, it'll be more nervous excitement than just being nervous. Like I said, I feel good about the guys on this staff, the team, and, with the people on this campus really supporting me. I'm just ready to go and get it started.
Yeah, I know when we talk with you and we talk to players throughout camp, they kind of just feel like the interim tag is just a technicality at this point. Like they feel like you are the head coach. As you're going through the season, I know you're more focused on the opponent week to week.
Yes.
Is that something in the back of your mind where you're still, you got 4 months left in this audition to be, to have that tag removed? Is that something you think about from time to time, or is it
I don't. I just see myself as the head coach here. I mean, I only think about it when people bring it up.
Yeah.
I don't. Our players don't look at it that way. Our coaching staff doesn't. I don't. I just look at it as a head coach. Even when we're out recruiting, we've got some guys coming in this weekend that we've offered that will be at the game to see the game and they're gun ho about coming, so there's no apprehension there, like, he has this tag, and so I don't know. So again, I think it's just when people see how things are going at practice and how the players are, and everybody's just excited about it. So I don't even think about it like that. Like I said, until somebody asks me about it, I'm just going out here and trying to be 1-0 every Saturday.
Yeah. Did you guys get some new uniforms this year?
We did. At some point, we'll break them out.
How much input did you have on
Well,
those?
none, because at that time they were, you already had to have them
Yeah.
and all that. So yeah, I didn't have any on those things, but some little things, as far as we got something special going on for the second game, and we want to honor the 2004 and I think the 2016 team. So there's some things that we'll do with that. But as far as uniforms this year,
Yeah, I got it. All right, that's all I got for you, Coach.
man, that was
Appreciate it.
awesome. Thank you.